and becoming an adult. Julian Marcos, he was a high school student. He just graduated. Well, he was anxious about leaving home, going to college. But he was overwhelmed and he was stressed. He said that he will still be taking the reins as far as becoming an adult is concerned, but he just didn't know how to do it. He just wasn't prepared for the adult life. As mentioned by the article by Conley, Kurtz, Dixon, and Bryant, negotiating that transition to college developmental strategies and gender differentials in psychological functioning, attending college for the first time involves a lot of stressful and disruptive events in your life, especially if you're a typical teenager. But Julian was slowly transitioning into independent living. He just forgot to fill out one piece of paper worth about $8,000. He had the opportunity to send it in, 30-day turnaround. He just chose not to do it. He just thought, hey, it's just going to magically get to that office by itself. But that paperwork was going to help alleviate some of his college costs. It was going to alleviate some of the stress of being a single parent. But he just didn't take going to college very seriously. So today, we're going to talk about the need for life skills training for special needs students, because he does have special needs. As mentioned by Serena Friedman in the article Developing College Skills with Autism and Asperger's Syndrome, a solid high school transition plan is essential. Should you address the necessary skills, there is a particular way of doing it. Students will need to develop in order to be successful in college and beyond, in my opinion, especially for special needs students. What about those Benjamins? You know, how to use them? What kind of resources will you need? What kind of money resources will you need? Where will you live after high school because you ain't staying home with me? Was he really ready for college? Well, according to Mimi Greenwood, article called Paying for College, Money Sent, she stated that it can't help to wonder if they're ready for the increased financial independence for college life. But from understanding their role for paying for college or handling the budget, they'll soon enter into a whole new world of responsibility. So, where will that money come from? Let's talk about some money basics. What you're going to need is a crash course for life skills training and financial literacy. And my name is Diamond-Martinez, by the way. Do you have good money sense? Well, Julian didn't know how to write a check, he didn't know how to open a bank account, and he didn't know how to use a credit card. Was he really ready for college? She stated that, Mimi Greenwood stated that you can't help but to wonder if for increased financial independence for college life, you had a basic understanding of how you were going to handle the paying for college, the stress of college, and being on a budget, or being on their own, that they will soon enter into that kind of responsibility. Well, today you're going to learn how to make money, maintain it, and save by put a basic plan in action by applying for scholarships. You have multiple databases. You have scholarships you can apply for by just checking the box. You have scholarships that you can apply for by writing an essay. But the best way to get college scholarships is to have a high GPA. Now, me, I have a 3.8 GPA. And I did that because I'm good at studying. So when you have a high GPA, all you have to do is check the box, and the scholarships basically come to you. So that's basically one way of getting money for school. What are you going to do with that money when you get it? Are you going to spend it? No. You're going to open a bank account. Because if you open a bank account, then you have opportunity to see where your money's going, how much is in there. Then you learn what an account number is, a routing number is, and you'll know how to connect those things to your personal bank account from your school. So that when your scholarship money comes in, you're not gonna spend it all right away. You're gonna put that money right there in that bank account. Next, you're gonna look for a job. Because mom and dad, they might not be able to give you the money that you need. They might just say, listen, honey, you're gonna have to do it on your own, like I had to tell my son. He actually had to take out a student loan. But guess what? That was because he didn't prepare himself for when he left home. So, you have an opportunity to get scholarships, open a bank account, or go to work. Either way, you're going to have to save that money. He finally did develop some basic money sense. He did reapply for those scholarships. He did open a bank account, and he did begin to look for a job. As mentioned by Rachel Gordon of Point Click and Save, Mashup Mom's Guide to Saving Money Online, getting in the mindset of saving money and making money whenever possible is your first step to developing the mindset you need to live within your means, as well as paying for your debt, as well as planning for your future. Seeing how small savings can add up can be a really good incentive in order for you to extend your savings further, especially from the scholarship money and then into your bank account. So, where are you going to live? You're going to stay home, or are you going to go to college? If you choose to decide to go to college, you're going to need money to go to school. So what's next? I need to get a dorm room. But do you have the money necessary to get that dorm room? You need a checklist. What are you going to need for that dorm room? Do you have the necessary tools, bedding, towels, sheets? And then you can also have some mementos from home. So the first thing you're going to secure is a checklist. Yes. You're going to get your dorm room. Either that or you get an apartment. You have on-campus housing, you have off-campus housing, and then you also have an opportunity to share an apartment with someone in the neighborhood or in the dorm room. Choose your partners wisely though, because if you choose the wrong roommate, you'll have missing stuff, you'll have maybe a roommate from hell, but you want to choose a roommate that's more like yourself. Either you have a person that's like either the opposite of you, or someone that's more like you. It's up to you. It's going to be your choice. Lastly, with that, you're going to make sure you get some comforts from home. You're going to need a pillow. You're going to need bed sheets. You're going to need towels. Try and get some stuff that smells like home. It's going to make that transition a whole lot easier. Okay? Next, you're going to find some place to lock your stuff, because when you leave that dorm room and you leave your stuff in the room, can you trust your roommate? Maybe. Maybe not. But if you don't trust your roommate, make sure you get a lock. Julian was able to create a checklist to secure his down payment for a room. He purchased the bedding and sheets, and he also secured a way to put his belongings away. As mentioned by Christy Garden of the College Girls Guide to Everything, accessorize it. We all know that the right accessory can make an outfit perfect. The same goes for your dorm room. You're going to personalize it. Because listen, you're going to be so far away from home. Get a picture of your mom, get a picture of your dad, your sisters and brothers, somebody that's going to make you feel like home. Because really, reality is you're going to be living on your own. Also include your blankets and something that, maybe your mom sewed to put it together. But then think about when you get there, how you going to feed yourself. So you're going to learn how to shop in the budget. You got things like staple items, and you got a food pantry. So you're going to need a basic food list, or a basic list of how do I feed myself. And you have staple items. You got your staple items that are your soups, your rices, your potatoes. It could be something that you don't have to put in, the freezer, but it could be just something in the fridge. It could be something that you can cook in the microwave for 2 minutes. Either that way, you're gonna have something you can easily access. Then, when you get there, you're gonna open up a food plan, because that food plan is gonna allow you at least 3 meals a day. That's just 3 meals. What about if I get hungry in between? Well, you got the food pantry. Inside that food pantry, you're gonna find staples. And at the end of the year, when you finish graduating, give back to that food pantry, because they're feeding you some things that somebody else donated to the school. So you're gonna have a food plan. You're going to have staples, which are your grains, your rices, and something that you can just cook really quick. And then if you run out of food, choose food pantry. According to Hannah Amari, assessing health, is it healthy though? I don't know, but you want to make sure the food is healthy. So according to Hannah Amari, assessing health and nutrition awareness among college students and the role of health education, college students are not aware of what's best and what's the healthiest of food choices. There are no nutritional labels on foods. So, what do we have here? So what's the lesson here? Whether you have a special needs student or not, you will need to teach them life skills so they will become successful adults. The who's, the where's, the what, and the how. First, they need to understand financial literacy, and it encompasses everything. Where you're going to live, what you're going to eat, and where you're going to stay, unless they decide to stay at home. Second, teach your children how to prepare for the life after high school. Although it doesn't seem like it's very, very near, eventually it just kind of catches up to you. You're going to teach them how to assess, how to find a place early, because quite frankly, after high school, they need to be on their own. Do you agree? I do. And then, when they go to school, you're going to give them some bedding. You're going to teach them how to shop for the best. You're going to teach them how to do couponing and everything else. But you must also teach them to do budget shopping, something that they can do. Eating on a budget, shopping on a budget, cleaning on a budget, all that stuff requires, and you have the Dollar Tree store to do that. This story is really about my son Julian, because he decided that he was going to forget about handing in that one piece of paper that was worth $8,000. He almost didn't make it to college. I had to take probably like $500 out of my account, something I really didn't have, to help him pay and secure his dorm room. But all he had to do was hand in that piece of paper. Do not wait to the last minute. Do your planning for college a year before, or within 6 months of leaving. He just underestimated what life was going to be like after high school because he was just apprehensive. His financial blunder was missing that $8,000 scholarship, but he was able to regroup. Since then, he's opened a bank account, he secured a place to live, and he's in a college cafeteria, and if he runs out of food, he goes to the food pantry.
Yes. Did you have a hard time deciding what topic you were going to speak about, or is it pretty natural that this is a good public service and skill set?
For me, life skills, I developed a youth program for life skills training. It encompasses manners, etiquette, leadership. It also encompasses how to cook, how to fix a car, a lot of things. I just was given a proposal for it. I think it was last year. No, it was this year. I submitted to the state of North Carolina. We're still waiting for funding for it. But you have to remember, the kids don't have basic skills anymore. You can go to the military, you can get basic skills, but that's the military. What are you going to have when you leave home? You have to know how to cook. Mom's not going to come up to college to feed you, right? Mom's not going to come there and change your bed linen. You actually have to learn how to wash your clothes, clean everything, because all of that requires you to do it on your own. My son really was upset when he left home, but I did the best that I could. I just didn't have enough time, like my son who's 14 years old, the extra years, because I'm a single parent. So I struggled. I had my own personal struggles. I wish that I could have taught him how to, teach him how to write a check, open a bank account, all that other stuff. I just didn't have the time. By the time college came, that was it. I just ran out of time. I did the best that I could, you know. And nowadays they don't even know how to do that, you know. So it's important that they need to know, because when you have to attach your bank account to your school account, you're going to need to know those loans. So whether you write a check or not, I mean, you're going to maybe have to endorse an account, a check, one of these things, but I still think it's important because checks might come back. You know, you never know. I don't like checks though. I don't. Yes.
Of the three options, getting a scholarship, getting a job, or getting a loan, which do you think would be the most viable for a student?
I would say if you have really good grades, then I would say do the scholarship option first. Because there you know where your basic money is. I have a supervisor, she's from Germany, she secured a $10,000 scholarship. Okay, and that afforded her not to have to pay anything out of her pocket. And so by her doing that, she didn't have to worry about where she was gonna stay, how much it was gonna cost, because she had already, a budget that she had already set. My son just didn't think that it was gonna catch up to him. He just thought, hey, I'll hand it in tomorrow, but everything has to be done within a 30-day period of time, especially in high school. Any more questions? Yes.
And I agree with what you said about the good grades. I had two nieces, they made A's all the way through school, and both of them got scholarships, and they were coming to them. School
Yeah,
wanted
scholarships,
them
they will come to
and
you.
They had to pay.
They will find you. They will find you. I get invitations from databases all the time because of my GPA. I have a 3.83. I don't brag about that. It just took a lot. I have, Mr. Patrick here, mom. But, hey, I got homework to do. So I have to stop him from interfering sometimes, not pretend that he's not my son, but listen, I have to do my work too, because my grades carry me and help pay for me to go to school, So he understands now, and I expect him to do the same thing too. His brother was just really lazy, he just didn't think that one sheet of paper was gonna matter. And then when he went looking for the money, it wasn't there. It was a strain on my budget to take that $400 out, because he just really didn't have it. He just didn't pay. Any more questions? I wish that I had time to teach him everything that he needed, but I think as moms, we stretch ourselves so thin. We work, we cook, we clean, we take care of everything and everybody, and then when it comes to the end of the day, we don't even take care of ourselves, So, that's it. Thank you guys very much. Yes,
You did a very good job on that speech.
thank you. I was all nervous though, but thank you so much.
But you did it really great.
Thank you.
That's a good thing that you did there.
Thank you so much, sweetheart. I'm gonna do a girl represent.